We're live. It's 5:31 a.m. and I'm going to do some mobility. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing all right. I'm feeling all right actually. Slept well, had a lovely weekend. We went for a long walk yesterday. I hope we're going to go for a long walk again today. And this morning I'm just taking it easy and to work on some mobility and some core, and after that I'm going to work on some videos before going for a 30-45 minute run and heading out to the gym to do 10 minutes of pull-ups and push-ups. One pull-up, two push-ups, one pull-up, two push-ups, and let's see if I can actually do that for 10 minutes without stopping. Um, that's going to be interesting. I'll probably need to take a break. But last time I took a break every minute. I think this time I'm going to take a break, hopefully every 2 or 3 minutes. So let's see where the day leads us. But right now, my name's Toby. For all of those of you who are finding me for the first time, maybe, I train for a living an active, self-sufficient, adventurous life. Hopefully, well into my 90s. Who knows? I might live to be 100. Because fact of the matter is that we as people are getting older and older, but we're not necessarily able to enjoy the final years of our lives. And the question is, why? And I've come to understand, but also realize that a part of that is because we stop actually investing in our health and prevention of diseases. So I train strength, I train conditioning, I train mobility, strength so that I have the muscle mass to actually have the energy and power to do stuff, conditioning so that I can actually go out and do things that my heart is working well, and mobility so that I have my full range of motion. It's very simple actually. It doesn't take me that long, 20-30 minutes a day. So if you're on the stream, you can join along or join my channel, and we can be on this journey together. This is definitely not about the way I look. It's all about the way I feel. And I feel pretty good, pretty energized. I have a pretty decent sleep schedule, usually around 7 to 7.5 hours. On occasion I hit the 8, and on occasion I hit 6. You win some, you lose some. And I eat pretty well, not very restrictively, but well enough to stay in this lane of shape, size, and activity, which I think is good enough for me at the moment in life. And we've got to realize and understand that we've got to love ourselves before we can move on, because we're good just the way we are. And sometimes we forget that it's who we are today that's going to get us to where we're going to be tomorrow. So it's just, pay a bit of mind to that and be okay with the way we are today. I guess the final thing that I want to say is the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So if any of my friends are dropping by, go ahead and say hi in the chat. I have a screen there that I can see your texts on, and then I can respond to them. And I'm going to get started with some mobility because it's 5:35 a.m. and we have a little bit of work to do this morning. But no stress. We're going to chat as we work. So if there's anything you want to know about how I approach my health, strength, and conditioning, go ahead. Let me know if there's anything you want to know about anything else that I'm doing. Go ahead, let me know. I talk about my career, my life. I talk about being a father, which has its own interesting challenges. I'm going to be breathing in and out, by the way, pushing out the abdomen. filling the entire space with air. The neck, because it's never just one thing, right? I think my big realization is that one of the reasons, let me put it this way, 3 reasons I've been able to lose the weight because I was overweight, and that I've been able to keep it off, are the fact that I have a very stable family life and home situation now, that I have financial security, and that I lead a relatively stress-free life in terms of work and health. So, if, you don't necessarily have those factors in your life, stable could be that you don't have a stable and supportive environment. This is very possible. It could be that you don't have economic, financial security, meaning that your primary focus day to day is how you're going to make enough money to get by through the day, the week, or the month. And what happens if you lose your livelihood? It could be that you just have a high stress job, you have a lot of financial security, but you're always stressed and worried about things that maybe you can and cannot control. Does this mean that I never have stress? No, it doesn't mean I never have stress. What it means, hey, thanks for the message. I'll drop by in a moment to read it. Doesn't mean I never have stress. It means that on the whole, if you look at the 365 days in a year, I have more stress-free days than I have stress-full days. Shelby, hey, I appreciate yoga as well. Yes, I think it's a wonderful way of moving and keeping yourself lithe and in shape and healthy. Thanks for dropping by and saying hello, Shelby. Where are you dialing in from? Anywhere in the world, I would know. I'm in Amsterdam. That's why it's 5:40 a.m. here. Sometimes, for some people, it's late at night if they're over in the States, or they're already halfway through their day if they're in the East and Asia. Well, either way, let me know. So like I was saying, those 3 factors that have helped me tremendously in my life also could, one way or another, maybe help you frame your health and fitness journey, because every health and fitness journey is, in that sense, very personal. And I think it's important that we realize and emphasize for ourselves how personal those journeys actually are and can be. Because let's say you have a health goal or a fitness goal, whatever it is. It could be many different things. Could be weight loss, could be muscle gain, could be strength gain, could be an endurance gain, could be an improvement in your mobility. You have that goal. But the people you spend a lot of time with are not that interested in health and fitness, or are not that interested specifically in your health and fitness, because they're busy, you're busy, there's a lot of tension, and everyone has other wishes or conflicting wishes and desires. So you have a stressful home situation, not stable, right? There's always some drama going on where you're at, and the drama will interfere with your ability to actually plot your own course in life. You know, I've had my experiences with that from a very young age up until I was an adult. And it's completely fine to, at one point, accept and understand that there are factors beyond your control given the situation you're in. You might be young, you might be dependent, that are going to limit your mental and physical ability to work on your health goals. And the same thing about having certain types of security, like financial security. Getting in shape doesn't have to be costly, but it actually usually turns out it is. And not because the gym subscription is expensive or because a home setup is expensive, even though those are relative investments that you need to make. What else matters is that you as a person, cooking costs time. And if you're working 2 jobs or you have a lot of responsibilities that you need to see to, let's say you're taking care of 2 or 3 children. Yeah. And then you still need to find the time between getting them out the door in the morning, organizing the house, working, getting them fed and ready for bed in the evening, and still having some time to play with them, and then finding 20 or 30 minutes for yourself. It's not very easy, right? But if you have some form of financial security, you're a bit better off. You can, for example, afford to have meals prepared for you, or to buy ready-made meals or whatever. Or you can afford a proper daycare facility where children get fed and are safe and are educated. Makes your life easier and gives you back time that you can invest in things that you find important. So, what I'm trying to say is that you want to think about these things. You want to consider uh, whether you have the stable environment, whether you have the emotional, financial, physical security, whether you have that mind space because you're relatively stress-free to actually focus on your health. So yeah, just really think about those 3 areas maybe this Sunday. And maybe you'll realize something somewhere. Why you keep starting and stopping, get frustrated. There's no need to get frustrated on a journey like this. Because in that sense, life is one of those puzzles where you figure out the foundations or the frame. It becomes easier and easier to put all those pieces in their right places. I still need to do more of my hip mobility, of course. For some reason, I keep forgetting those. So anyway, might give you some insight into where some attention and energy needs to go. Now, you're fine just the way you are, but maybe the environment isn't helping you reach your goals. So you look towards those and you try to figure out the frame of that puzzle. And there's a reason we aspire to be comfortable and well off. Life can be joyful and happy in any situation, perhaps, but it is just so much easier to do certain things when you have the money to do them. And don't buy all the rhetoric as a man, if you're watching, or a boy, that your worth is determined by how much you bring to the table. That's not what we're saying at all. Because your worth is determined by your character and the things you do and don't do. It's nothing to do with the amount of money you bring in. Or don't confuse net worth with worth. Okay? That's not what we're saying here. But what we are saying is that having a certain level of income, a certain amount of money in the bank, a certain amount of savings, right? So that's what I look at when I look at my prosperity, so to speak, is do I have a job that is not going to go away in the next 12 months. So I have steady income. Do I have savings? Do I have enough money saved up? Should worst comes to worst, that I can survive 6 months, which I have, and then looking at the future, am I investing in my future in a way that I am going to be able to provide myself for myself when I'm not able to work anymore or don't want to work anymore. So here are some of the things that I consider, right, in that aspect. And I guess the thing about income is one part of that equation. The other part of that equation is cost of living in your area. So you could make so much money. You really could. But if you live in a place where 110% of that money is required to provide for yourself and for the people you love, well, then it doesn't matter that you make that much money. You're always going to have a shortage of it. Just keep that in mind, right? That sometimes it's better to take a bit less money, but have more of it left at the end of the month. And a lot of that has to do with where you live. Oh no, my phone. Oh crap. My watch is telling me that it is going to stop working if I do not put it on the charger. Okay. All right, my friend. Then charge. But keep counting the minutes. So anyway, that's what would occupy my mind on a Saturday morning. We're going to move on to some core work, starting with McGill's Big Three. Figuring out life is not something you do in a day. Some people it's easier than for others. And like for me, I had to fight for that spot on top of the mountains, above the noise, below the storm, where there was peace and quiet. So I could see my life from a different perspective and actually figure out how to make something of it. Yeah. So I get it that sometimes from where you're standing, maybe it looks even like you have everything pretty much under control. But something keeps slipping away. Something in the fundamentals isn't allowing you to ride that wave to the end. And I think an important favor we can do ourselves is to really understand why that's happening. So anyway, that's some reflections on general health on Sunday morning. Because like I said, when you figure out the foundations, it becomes easier to stay healthy and fit. Because then you have the mental resources, maybe also the emotional and physical resources to invest in that. Onto an old fours game. Or I'd swing the kettlebell around the world for a bit. Just firing up that core. They always say, if this is too easy, pick a heavier weight. But okay. So anyway, that's what's on my mind this Sunday morning. What's on your mind? See, I'm 276 days into this journey, but I've been trying to get in shape and fit and healthy since 2000. That's 24 years of trying and being successful or being unsuccessful in reaching certain health and fitness goals. I'm doing suitcase deadlifts, by the way. Which challenging the opposite plank to keep my body upright. Just a fun exercise to add besides doing the loaded carries. By the way, I'm not here to build a six-pack. I'm here to have a strong and stable core. One that is going to allow me to balance and mobilize myself for all the things that I want to do. Not just kettlebell training, but life in general. One time at the daycare, I was carrying my youngest down the stairs and I missed a step. So what happened is I have about 12 kilos up on one arm and I miss a step of stairs. Now that means that the depth that I would need to squat at would have been about there, right? What happened is I was able to stabilize myself, and land safely with him on my arms. So being able to move with and control weights, first of all, by training with things like kettlebells is one thing, but being able to use your core to stabilize yourself and having strong enough legs to deal with a situation like that. It's something else altogether. So just keep that in mind. One of the benefits of what everyone's calling functional training nowadays. I mean, yeah, sure, but still. For some reason, right, it's always easier than left. What can I say? Right, there are different ways to do this exercise. You could also opt to press the weight overhead. I'm picking a lighter weight here with the bottoms up. And we're now doing for this one 1, 2, 3, 4. So my core then is working overtime to keep my body upright and stable. Which is what we want from an exercise like this. And maybe you're noticing, just doing relatively easy, straightforward. Not trying to set any records here. Just doing some relatively easy, straightforward core exercises. And there you have it. We've also done some core. So, 31 minutes of work, friend, coming to an end this morning, 6:07 a.m. Thanks for dropping by, for watching, for the like. Shelby M for the message. I appreciate that. And just a quick reminder to all of us, we're good. Just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. I train for living a self-sufficient, active, adventurous life. I'm 40. Hope to be able to be doing these things maybe up to I'm 100. To make it a life worth living and worth experiencing. If you're interested in my journey, I talk about fitness, my health, my career, being a father, being a man, life in general. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and we can hang out a bit more. I'm here every day for at least 30 to 45 minutes, friend. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.